sure that they open up a business checking account. Those are the first two most important steps for any new business owner. After that has been completed, if they're ready to, we will actually set them up with a accounting system, which is QuickBooks. And what I do for my newbies, which is what we call them here at Smart Accounting Services, we don't have them go out and purchase the software. We provide the software for them, and we'll do the monthly bookkeeping for them as well. But I would say the first thing is to make sure that they have their business registered and it's legal, and to make sure that they have all the numbers needed to run a business. And set up their business checking account as well.
So as you're a new client coming in, you would actually help them set up QuickBooks, and you would actually manage that for them, so they wouldn't have to worry about that big piece.
Right. What we do is take all of the accounting off of your plate so that you can have the time to focus on growing your business. We'll handle the numbers. You focus on growing your business. We'll set up the software. We'll make sure that everything is correct as far as all of your financials. And then with my newbies as well, we meet with you for about 30 minutes every month, and we go over your profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, your cash flow statements. And those are the three most important statements that an entrepreneur should review on a monthly basis. So we just go over all of that with you and just keep you on track.
Now, Octavia, you're located in Atlanta, Georgia, so your clients will have to be in the state that you're located in?
No, we work with clients all over. We have clients in Detroit. We have clients in New York and Florida. Our company is more of a virtual company. We do have clients in Georgia, and some of them opt in for us to come to their location and maybe do bookkeeping on site. But the majority of our clients are virtual clients, and we have a portal that all of our clients receive, and that is one of the ways that we work with our clients. And we keep all of their receipts and paperwork by them uploading it to the portal, and we work with them virtually. We complete their books here in our office, but then they also have access to see the information 24/7. So they don't have to be here in Georgia. They could be anywhere.
Wow. Now, I thought with CPAs, you was kind of limited to where you're licensed. That's not the way it works?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
I said with CPAs, I thought you was always restricted to where you was licensed. That's not how it works?
Well, I'm not a CPA. See, I'm a bookkeeper. I'm an accountant. And based on the services that I provide, I can work with clients anywhere. Now, as far as tax preparation, I can work with clients in any state as well, only if you're licensed and you've taken the certifications to do that. So if someone from, like I had a person send over their tax information this morning, she faxed it over to me. Well, she's in Kentucky. So I can do her taxes and just file for the state of Kentucky.
Wow. So explain to me the difference between a CPA and a bookkeeper.
A CPA mostly focuses on taxes and tax planning. I actually work with a lot of CPAs right now that filter out their bookkeeping clients to me, and I handle the day-to-day operations of the business. So I'm more of the person that you will see on a daily basis or speak to on a daily basis or a weekly or monthly basis, and I'm the person that will do all of the data entry. I'll keep up with your cash flow. I'll make sure that you're staying on track on a monthly basis, and then your CPA for some of my clients will come in around this time and complete your taxes for you and help you to plan for next year as far as taxes. But I am the day-to-day operations in your business. A bookkeeper, rather, is the day-to-day operations in your business. And the CPA meet with you maybe quarterly, if you do quarterly taxes, and yearly.
So I know you also offer payroll services.
Yes.
How does that work? If I'm in another state, would you know like that all portal still virtual? You just need certain information.
With our payroll services, you can be in another state, and it's just like some of the name brand payroll services out there. Basically, we have a portal, and depending on what package you receive, you can have it where you log into that portal and just upload your employees' hours. Or we can have it where your employees have to clock in and out to our portal regardless of where you are, because it's connected to a computer. They can clock in and out, and when it's time to complete payroll, we'll complete payroll here. If they have direct deposit, we'll direct deposit it, or we'll place it in the mail in enough time so that your employees get it on their payday.
So your service, gives a small business owner, or somebody especially who's working out of their residence, the opportunity and the option to really have a lot of the same benefits and features of a bigger company.
Yes. When I started Smart Accounting Services, I wanted it to be where I can help as many small business owners as possible. I was in corporate America for a very long time, and I wanted to work on a more personal level. So I built my business in a way to where regardless of where you are, I can work with you. I always envision myself crossing the border. That's kind of how I said it to myself, but it's basically crossing state lines. It's funny because I have a vision board, and it shows me crossing the border, working with clients in other states. I know it's not the border literally, but that's kind of just how I say it to myself. But I always envision myself working with clients in different states. So I built my company in a way to where regardless of where you are, I can provide payroll services for you. I can provide bookkeeping services for you, tax preparation, as well as QuickBooks services, whether you're in Georgia, New York, California, Tennessee, it doesn't matter. We can provide the service for you. And you will get the same personal feeling as a person here in Georgia. The only difference is you may not be able to physically touch us, but you'll be able to see us because Skype and other softwares out there allow us to connect with our clients on a personal level.
Now, Octavia, you said you worked for corporate America for a while, and I know you worked in accounting services in corporate America. What made you decide it was time for you to leave corporate America and start your own business?
Well, my sister has a pretty large daycare center here in Georgia. And at the time that I was in corporate America, she was expanding, and she needed someone to come in and handle the bookkeeping for her while she focused on growing her business. So I started working with her, and then I began to get that entrepreneur itch. I love working with small business owners. It was so different from corporate America, and I love the fact that I was able to implement systems and strategies and procedures that helped her to further grow her business. So, after experiencing that and then just seeking guidance and praying and trying to see if this was right for me, I decided to take that leap and start my own business.
Now, what challenges when you first started out? Was there a lot of challenges getting new clients, especially starting kind of from scratch? Or because you already had your sister as a client, that kind of helped?
My challenge was I wanted to do everything. I wanted to not only do bookkeeping and accounting, but I'm really good at desktop publishing. So I wanted to do desktop publishing, and I had other services that I wanted to provide, and it kind of stretched me really thin. And my challenge was having to let those go and focus on what I truly love to do, what I've been doing for years and what's a passion to me, which is accounting. Once I was able to let those go and really focus on bookkeeping and accounting, my business actually soared, and I thought that if by letting those different services go at the time that my business would actually hurt in a way, and it didn't. So my challenge was narrowing down, okay, I'm going to provide this service, and I'm not going to target everyone. I'm only going to target these people. And once I was able to do that, everything worked out great.
Yeah, we hear that all the time, but as women, because we have so many wonderful skills, we almost kind of want to help everybody in everything.
That's how I was. I had like 3 or 4 different services I was offering outside of accounting, database, desktop publishing, admin service. I had other services, and I just really had to narrow it down because I was getting burnt out way too quick, and I had just started.
So what would you, as an accountant or bookkeeper, recommend for small businesses? Because the reason I keep going back to the launching, because I've met so many people over the years, I've been, self-employed, that think that they don't need services like bookkeeping and stuff until they get to a certain point financially.
The number one thing I would recommend is to have some type of business plan. Even if it's a yearly business plan, just have some type of business plan in place. And one thing business owners do not want to do, and I've seen this a lot since I started my business, is have the mindset that, oh, I can do this accounting and bookkeeping myself, and then they get a letter from the IRS because something was done incorrect. And now they have penalties and fines that they have to pay. And in order to correct that, they have to now find an accountant or bookkeeper or CPA to fix what they messed up, and that costs more money when they could have saved money in the beginning and hired someone that will work with them on the level that they're on with the budget that they have and still provide excellent services. A lot of business owners don't understand that they're supposed to have their bookkeeping in guidelines with the general acceptance accounting principles. And these are the principles that everyone that deals with accounting must abide by. Whereas a business owner, you got in the business to provide a service or product for something that you love. Accounting may not be what you love. So how would you know you're doing it 100% correct if you haven't had the training and the education to do everything correct? The general acceptance accounting principles and the IRS are two things that require you to have an accounting system set up for your business a certain way. But how would you know that? A lot of business owners don't know that, and they find out when they have a letter from the IRS saying that they owe X amount of dollars for something that could have been prevented.
Yes, that's two things I don't play with, God and the IRS.
Yes, you and me both.
So basically, as soon as you're ready to start your business, the next step is to get a CPA or a bookkeeper.
Right. I would say the next step would be to get a bookkeeper. And then, depending on what type of bookkeeper, if she's just doing bookkeeping, then you can have a CPA for your quarterly taxes and or your yearly taxes. But find a bookkeeper. And that's why we created the packages for our newbies, because it's for new business owners. So the services that we provide and the fee for that package is tailored to new business owners. So even if you're just starting out, you're going to get the service that you need at a price you can afford.
And that's good to know, because I know that it's the perception of cost that keeps a lot of the new business owners away from certain services. They're like, once I get X amount of money coming in, then I can go ahead and afford certain services. Right.
And I've learned that throughout the years, that a lot of business owners are afraid that an accountant and a CPA, they're going to cost too much money. And granted, some CPAs are very, very expensive. That's why I recommend just getting a bookkeeper. Get someone that provides bookkeeping. A lot of bookkeepers are just focused on the bookkeeping aspect, or they have a department within their company that's just focused on the bookkeeping aspect. So you don't have to be afraid that you're going to be charged outrageous fees. Like us.
Yeah, because truthfully, I actually thought a bookkeeper and a CPA was pretty much similar. But the CPA I have, he does help you throughout the year, because he had a lot of small businesses by default. Like, he didn't come out and start it that way, but by default, he most of his clients are small businesses. So I think that's why he offers certain different services that maybe traditional CPAs don't necessarily offer to cater to his clientele. But that is really good to know, that there is a difference between bookkeepers and a CPA, and CPA mostly concentrates on taxes.
Right. And you'll find some CPAs that does offer bookkeeping services. What I've learned is that with some CPAs, not with all of them, but with some CPAs, whereas, for example, you may pay a bookkeeper, and this is just an example, you may pay a bookkeeper, let's say, $30 an hour, just for example, to do the books, to complete your books on a monthly basis. But you go to a CPA and you're going to pay them $60, $70 an hour to do the same thing that your bookkeeper will do for $30 an hour.
So I see.
So that's why I recommend, business owners going to a bookkeeper versus a CPA for bookkeeping services.
That makes sense, because it's almost like paying a professional hairdresser just to trim your ends.
Right. Yep.
See,
That's pretty much what it is. The same service that a bookkeeper, that a CPA will provide, a bookkeeper will provide those same services.